We're here, Ruth. I'm so excited to be with you and have coffee with you. Do you have coffee?
Just water.
Well, that's even better. That's even better. So happy to be with you. We already have people jumping in. We are doing a giveaway at the end, and I'm giving away this Helen Dardick book that just came in. Do you have handy what you're giving away?
Yes, yeah, I
Can
have two
you hold
prints
that
here.
up?
I have this print.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Thanks.
Oh,
And also another one really colourful.
so they get, oh, that's beautiful. Is that on fabric?
No, it's just printed on paper, but yeah, what a good
With the
idea to print it on
borders,
fabric.
yes. So you're going two prints and a book. That's great. We also, I'm going to show you what Ruth sent to my agency, hoping for representation. When was that? Do you know how long ago?
That was time has just escaped me this year.
I
That
know.
was at the beginning of the year, around
Beginning of the year.
February.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I saved it. It was really special. Hello, Greg and Beth and Rika and Kat and Julia. It's so good to see people. Um, we're going to look at her work. We're going to, I'm going to ask her some questions about her very, very interesting, diverse life. Her life is very multicultural. I love that. Um, a little business first. Those of you, if you're taking mats A and B, do submit your bolt fabric work to the gallery. I think by Monday, is that the due date? Because I'll be picking some and doing a bonus review. Is anybody in here doing that? The work is so cool already. Oh, good. Kay's doing it. Greg, Kat. Oh, is it tomorrow? Can somebody tell me type in when the due date is? We were talking earlier and I'm like, I could look it up, but I know they're going to know because our followers are just the best. Lydia's done. That's good. Well, we'll stay tuned to see. So we just took you on. How many months ago was it? Three, two,
Something like that, yeah.
something like that. Oh, it's due tomorrow. Thank you, Janice. Already, your incredible work has pulled work with our fabulous clients. You have done, and correct me if I don't have it accurate, puzzles. You've
Yeah.
already done art for puzzles. You have you've done some things for the Washington Post
Yeah.
already, which they
Yeah.
love. You just signed for a nonfiction, fully illustrated book for tweens.
Yeah.
So you're spanning adult with Washington Post, very editorial, but you're also getting tween work. And what else can you tell me that you're getting?
There's another non-fiction book as well for kids, which I'm really excited about.
Mhm.
And yeah, it seems to be, as you said, spanning the whole gamut at the moment. So, which is great because I love doing everything. So it's
Well,
nice
one
to
of the
get.
reasons why I picked, why I loved your work and wanted to represent you for some time in the Matt's classes was because bold colors, newsflash people, big tip, bold colors do very well. Okay, number one. But beautiful bold colors, which she has. A very hip style, very modern, very cool, very unique, with edge, powerful women, feminist. Um, I feel like it's got some mysticism in there, but we talked about that. I want to do her astrology, by the way, because she told me her favorite color. I'm like, okay, I need to do your astrology. I think you're a fire sign. She's like, no, she's not an astrology person, but I have her birth date, and if time, I'm going to do astrology. But back to of her birth date. But what I wanted to tell you too is she has amazing kid book work, which is such a good market. It's They're hiring like crazy. the pandemic, everybody is reading books to children, reading books themselves. It's such a great market, and her work was so strong. But I saw that she could also do adult work, like editorial and so forth. So that's really good. Let me tell you about her a little bit. She studied theater design at Nottingham Trent University, UK. Yeah, theater design,
Yeah.
people. Okay. Then she relocated to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, where she enjoyed a 20-year career in event design, which is so cool. How many of you have gone from something else to illustration? Type in what your previous career was. I'm really curious to see what you do. Kat was event design prior. Let's see. During that time, she designed and developed concepts for many high-profile events, including large-scale festivals, National Day celebrations, Ramadan, and IED decorations,
Eid.
Eid decorations, and seasonal decor for many of Dubai's malls, which we know the architecture there is crazy good, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and they had some pretty good budgets as well at that time, so we used to go mad on the decorations.
Oh, dreamy. I would like that career. Well, not anymore. But anyway, I love mine. A make art that sells devotee. Ruth has signed up for numerous courses and entered the global talent search twice. She made the top 50 in 2018, and this encouraged her to take illustration more seriously. Isn't that amazing? And then 3 years later, it's good. And all of you, you have to take your wins, like write it big, thumbtack it to the wall, like remind yourself of your successes, however small they may be in the beginning. The opportunity arose at the beginning of the pandemic 2020 to concentrate fully on all courses in my year of art school. For those of you that don't know, that's where you take all the Matt's courses for the full year. And by the end of the year, she felt confident enough to submit her work to Lilla Rogers' studio. Now back in the UK, Ruth works from her cozy cabin in the Lincolnshire Fens. That is like so British sounding. Okay. So far, she's completed work for Crocodile Creek and Washington Post, with lots more in the pipeline. And when you wrote that, that was before you got these books too, I think.
Yeah.
Because now you've gotten a bunch of books, and I believe you're up for 2 more books. Is that right?
Yeah, one more, yeah.
One more. Okay, well, they're probably going to be 2. Okay, let me show you what she sent me. You dying to see? Joan was a neonatal nurse before this, and Raquel Russo, graphic design. Well, graphic design is a perfect segue. You just want to draw lots of different things. Okay, boom. I mean, you cannot not see this. You could not open it and go, oh my God. And then all these things come out of it. How did you make this? See, it's like this.
I just printed it all out on my home printer and stuck it all together. It was a real glue and tape and
It's
spray mount kind of thing.
a spray mount. Yeah. Unbelievable. It's very precious, very charming in size. It's just very thoughtfully done. Like, so here she's got a full bleed, and here she's got, this is glued down, see, on an orange background. She has her contact information in the booth back. So many people send me things and they don't put their email. I need your email, not your phone, not your address, whatever, your email, so I can write a thank you. And I apologize for the people I don't get back. I don't really get back very often. I mostly don't. I feel terrible about it. But, you know, I do have these two businesses. Look at this spread. You're going to go nuts. Is it backwards for you all? Is it backwards for you, Ruth?
No, I can read it
Oh,
slightly.
good. Gorgeous. So what, you did that for Folktale Week.
Yeah.
You know, okay. Really bold, vivid colors. Why do clients type in why you think publishers, product people, fabric people, why do they want bold colors? Eye-catching. Yes. Small on Amazon. Okay. If it's a book or any website, it just is how it is. But the colors are beautiful. Now, I will say in picture book, some muted colors can go well as long as they have some punch. So that's, but mainly the bold. Look how beautifully she draws people, diverse people. Tell us about this.
For Folktale Week, I looked at folktales from Lincolnshire, from the Lincolnshire Fens, which is where I'm living, and there were actually a lot of really creepy folktales. So I had fun with that. And this one was about it was about birth. I can't. Oh, I know what it was. You see the midwife's belt, the nurse's belt. This was made in that design to kind of keep away evil spirits when a baby was born.
Like Celtic or something?
Um,
No.
Not Celtic from here, but nurses here, I don't know in the US, but they still wear these highly decorated belts.
Really?
Yeah, or they have them given as gifts when they qualify to be a nurse. Maybe somebody can tell me the whole story on that, but that was the research I found for that.
So do you see how, do you tell us why research is so helpful for you?
I
Inspires
Yeah,
you?
it's the first thing I do. I have to find a story in everything. I think that maybe stems from training in theatre design because everything's a narrative and a story.
And you
So,
can't know everything. One's medieval, one is post-Renaissance, one is 1960, right?
yeah, and you'll always find a thread. Whatever you research, you'll find a thread and it'll link back to the idea or the brief or whatever. There's always a thread.
Thread meaning,
Meaning you'll find something in your research that like maybe popped up in your mind as soon as you got the brief, or it links to something the art director said, or it always comes round in a circle.
so you connect with it,
Yeah.
how you connect in some way, something that inspires you.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay. Um, that's wonderful. Let's turn more pages. And then we're going to look, oh my God. I mean, talk about narrative, talk about set design. Look at this. Tell us about this spread.
Oh, these are really creepy stories. This girl arranged to go on a date with with this guy, and she wasn't sure about him, so she climbed up the tree and waited for him, and he came to dig her grave.
Yike.
So so
Oh,
it's really macabre. I'm sorry.
no,
So she waited till he'd gone and then she ran away. And these guys, this is a Lincolnshire folk tale. These guys had a good night out in the local tavern and they were feeling sad about their friend who'd recently died. So they dug him up and took him into the church and played cards with him.
I mean, that is so unbelievable. It's so great though, but okay, so it's freaking creepy, but it's evocative, it inspired her. She's telling an original story, it's different. Boy, yeah, they are good friends, says Julia.
I mean, I just took the humor from it, but apparently it is a true story.
I can believe that. Truth is stranger than fiction. Oh, you can see right through his poker face. Mm. You can? What do you mean by that, Greg?
I think it's a joke, maybe.
Oh, a joke, right. Tell
Yeah,
us
this
about
topic
the.
is Morris dancing. Have you heard about Morris
Yeah, I
dancing?
have. You don't like move your body, you just hop up and
Um,
no.
Morris dancers might disagree with you on that, but
No.
yeah.
Oh, was that like a sort of an ignorant assessment of it?
They're actually really complicated dances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend who does that, which is unusual for this country. Beautiful. We at the agency, of course we love your work, but we saw this, the A for Adam, and we're like, oh, she's got to do a whole deck of science cards.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be great? And there,
Yeah.
oh, look at you have, I know you have some more, but I don't think you have a whole deck.
No, not yet.
No. I love that we're just hanging out and talking and like but we get to be with the viewers. What are they saying here? Um, I just realized there's comment to everyone, not just hosts and panelists. Be sure to comment to everyone. Kim, we're not gonna need to say that a few times in the thing. Maybe I should. Okay. I remember this.
That's for home deck.
Yes, it's wonderful. So do you see how she has a range from like the skull poker game to um um so I'm doing what we talked about. I just read a comment. Kat says, Lilla, is it a good idea to send this amount of put your questions in the Q&A and I'll get them to them there, okay? Because that was a good question, Kat. So look at this. Okay, so she can get kid book work of bugs, insects, non-children stuff, which is great. So we see that we've got emotion, personality. So I'm seeing that. I'm kind of talking to you as like an agent, what I would look for. Here we have a gorgeous another image, a lion, another children's book kind of illustration. The anthropomorphized lion as hiking boots and is hiking with a backpack and a great expression, determined, onwards. So I'm seeing, okay, I like the kid book stuff. And then we get into the child. And I remember this one from class, the girl. I'm like, okay, she can crush children. So triple threat, boom, boom, boom. Um, like insects, animals, insects. You don't need to show insects, but oh, and then here's another animal. I love this one. So I'm like, okay, you're what's it called? You're like beating me down. You're like, that's probably a bad expression. You're like it just she's hitting me over and over with goodness. It's like I can't not break down, but it took me months. I mean, you sent this in February, and then when did we contact you?
I actually emailed you the November before, and you did get back to me and said you were really busy,
Yeah.
and contact again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you into a secret now. One of your artists sent me a message, a direct message saying, "Oh, have you ever sent your work to Lilla? Because I think she'd really like it." And I said, "Well, yeah, I just emailed." And she said, "Oh, send it again, send it again." And I was saying, "Oh, well, what would you advise? Like, what should I send?" And she actually said she really likes handmade things. And that's when I thought, oh, I'm not going to print out a book, I'm going to make one. So thank you to that artist. You know who you are.
I wonder if I know who that
And
lady.
then you contacted me soon after I sent the book.
After you sent this, I did.
Yeah.
Wow. But I remember seeing you in class too.
Oh yeah, I've been in class
Loved
for
your work
years.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And it takes time, people. It does. It takes time to. I've told you this story. I haven't said it for years, so maybe a lot of you haven't heard it. But when I was an illustrator in New York, I got a call from an art director, like at the 50th floor on the Upper East Side, Crown Press, Random House Crown Books. I go, window office. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Okay, he calls up. He'd like me to come in. So I come in. He was really cool because publishing wasn't quite as cool as it is now in a way. And he has had all these like shakers, the snow globes lined up on the windowsill, which was really cool. Great view of Manhattan skyscrapers. And I said, nice to see you, or nice to meet you. And he said, yeah, it's good to see you again. Well, it turns out I had showed my portfolio to him 4 years before. It took 4 years to get the job. What's my point? Takes time. I love probably 50 artists that I could take on in my classes. There's just so much goodness. But the ones that keep taking classes, and I'm not trying to sell my classes, but you're in my face and then send or whatever, thank you, Lydia. Persistence. Yes, that's the fact. Okay.
Also, there's a right time for everything, I believe.
Yeah, spiritually, it's magical. We're probably saying, you know what, we can take on a few more artists. I'm going to get a lot of mail. That's okay. And here's okay. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to love your work, okay? And you're not going to hear from me, and I'm going to feel really bad. Okay, but then maybe eventually I will hear from you again, and we'll be like, I'll be with the team. So, Susan and Kim, the agents, can you think you can handle more artists? Because they're killing me in class. This is how it goes. There's so many good ones. It's killing me. I really want to take a bunch. So, and sometimes they can't, and sometimes they can. So there you go. And I'm not the only agent in the world. I know you know me probably better than others, because if you're my students. And then she sent these things, like just little, extras. Now, I will say it's all about the art. She didn't have to do all this. She didn't have to do the booklet. I do think the booklet is good. I do. I like the booklet because it's a portfolio. She didn't have to do the extras. She has stickers in here. So I don't want you all spending a lot of money either. All right.
Oh,
And
this was all home printed, by the way.
even the
I didn't,
stickers.
yeah, I didn't spend a lot of money on it, on
No,
you,
I
Lorena,
know that.
sorry.
No, that's good. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people will have things made,
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
kitchen
This was all on a
towel.
budget, people, believe me.
Absolutely. No, I realize that, but sometimes people will get a whole blurb book made, um, and it's about the art. So how do you make these stickers? Did you cut it out yourself?
I do have a Cricut machine.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Okay. So I want to put these on my laptop, but I did not till after this Zoom because I wanted to be able to show you. But now that it's over, I can now take them and put them on my laptop. Is that very annoying? Oh my God, there's just a billion of them. How great is that? Well, I mean, imagine putting this on an agent putting this art on their laptop. Talk about being remembered. Even in these days, we still send out postcards, big, beautiful postcards, beautifully printed. Why? Because every art director, we send them to art directors, clients, they have to look at their mail. You get your mail, you look at it, you have to touch it, you have to look at it. So it still works. And that's what I'm saying, like, yes, sometimes print is good. Okay, then she wrote a lovely card. It's good to say why you want representation with my agency. Something warm and nice goes well. Okay, so that's that. Don't forget, if you just joined us, we're going to do a giveaway of 2 gorgeous prints of Ruth's and this book from Helen we just got in, fully illustrated. Talk about bright colors again.
Beautiful.
So great. And you know, she's got amazing characters and like tender feelings. Okay. And I might do a little astrology reading. Okay. So shall we? Oh, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you something. So I love your multiculturalness. You live here, but sometimes in Dubai.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from the UK,
Or
but I'm
Abu
just
Dhabi.
over 23, 24 years ago, I met my husband in a pub in England. And I went over to the UAE for a holiday 2 or 3 times, and then I stayed there and I married him. And I had a fantastic career and fantastic life in the UAE. And I only just now came back to the UK for any length of time.
And what brought you back, if I may ask?
My daughter got a place at university here. She always wanted to go to university. She's in Falmouth in Cornwall. So I said, "Oh, I'll come and I'll stay."
Mhm.
And of course, COVID meant it was difficult to travel back and forth. So I've been here for over a year now. And then my husband sent the dog, so I have to stay.
Wow. So how did that culture inform your work, change your imagery, your color?
Well, the United Arab Emirates is the population is mostly made up of expatriates. The local population is quite small compared to everybody else that is living and working there. So I got to live and work with people from all over the world. I mean, you name a country, I met somebody, I worked with them from everywhere.
And how
So
did that inform your color in the sense that it's abundant, it's varied? Like, I feel like your work, um, it, the boldness is an exuberance. It's exuberance.
yeah, yeah. The that part of the world is very over the top. Everything's big, brash, and bold.
Huh.
Everything. Taste
Like
level
what?
is sometimes a bit, interesting. But I mean, there's nothing like Arabic culture and, history and talk about folk tales, you talk about Arabian Nights. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? That kind of thing
yes.
is really inspiring.
I one of my first dates with my husband before we were married, we drove up from we were both living in New York in different apartments, and we took a week and drove up to Maine. And on the way for the trip, I brought Arabian Nights and read some of it again, so there was no phones, no internet, there wasn't any way, like entertainment, you got a book or something. And the first story was the tale of the tailor's tale or something. I'll remember that name. So cool. It was so rich, so beautiful. The brush letter, the writing,
Yeah,
the
Arabic calligraphy and Islamic geometric design. There are so many things to draw on from that part of the world. And I mean, not talking about specifically the UAE, but places like Lebanon and Jordan. And we also have links to India. We traveled to India a few times, so that's so cool as well.
color. Yeah. So wonderful. So wonderful. Okay. Um, yeah. How do you like being an illustrator?
It's my best life. I'm living my best life.
Tell me more. What's best about it?
Um, well, having worked in, design related things for all of my career, I mean, anybody feeling hesitant about sending their kids off to do a creative degree, I can highly recommend it. I've made a living my whole life out of designing things and drawing things and making and styling things. So, I mean,
Mm.
that's been my whole life really. But the event design job in Dubai was stressful. It was really full
Oh,
on. And I was just beginning to think, I'm getting too old for this.
oh,
I mean, I had a great time, worked on some fantastic
mm.
projects, but you have to keep up, And sometimes I just wanted to close myself away in my studio, draw pictures, and just for everyone else to go away. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
And with my new improved illustration career, that's exactly what's happening.
mhm. It's wonderful. And you can have a healthy lifestyle as an illustrator. You know, you can nap, you can take walks, you can journal, you can have children, you can, I just feel like, you make your own hours. So, I
Yeah,
mean, there are times I was working like crazy, but there are other times I'd be finished at like 1 in the afternoon with my work for that day, and I would be done, you know? And
yeah,
I didn't have to do busy work and fill the day with like look busy, FaceTime, FaceTime before it was what it means now. Okay. Yeah, flexibility. So why don't we look at your gorgeous work? You all ready to see her work? Is everyone ready? Let's open the Q&A in the chat again. Are you there? Yes, Ruth, you're there, right?
I'm here, yeah, and I can see you and I can see the work.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna move it over here. So, um, I'm gonna want you to talk us through, and you say next when you're ready, okay?
Okay, yeah.
By the way, another thing, she does great lettering, very important to me. Why is it important to me? It gets work. Yeah, the crystals, right? Looks mystical. This is very mystical. She's like, yeah, I'm an astrology skeptic. I'm like, I don't know though, but are you? Okay, so let us dive in. All right, tell us about this gorgeous one.
I think this was for boot camp one year. It was
Mm-hmm.
about making your own home spa. It's an editorial
Mm-hmm.
um, brief, I think.
Yep.
And I think this was the first time I started to use hand painted textures in my work. And it was a bit of a turning point when my felt like my style was started to come together.
And what was it before? And people are asking, is it digital or watercolor? What was the turning point, the before and after?
Before was just a mix of everything and trying everything and thinking I should do certain things, and how you go down that rabbit hole of looking at other people's work and thinking, wow, they're really successful and I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And then suddenly it clicks and you think, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing here.
Yes.
So
So you did a little of everything and then you realized you just love watercolor. And it's
um
traditional media?
yeah, this is digital. Apart from
What?
this, apart from the scanned in acrylic painted, like the rug and the like the picture in the background, and sometimes I overlay to get texture in the digital work.
Like
But
this?
this is I don't think I had Procreate when I did this. I probably did it on Photoshop.
Greg says you're really good at nailing mood, emotion. I think maybe this, and look at the cat. You know, it's the extras. It's all very beautifully curated. It's very neat. In other words, even though she's got this beautiful looseness, it's clean. The edges are clean and everything. Look, she goes line here, shape here, translucency here, you know, just very cleanly drawn. She knows where she's going. I think one of the things is like with my art and my lettering is I know where I'm going to go with that line. When I make an A, I'm going to make a really horizontal ovally shape with that A. You know, she knows where she's going to go with this line or this. So that's the confidence I think comes from that. Beautiful. Janice says, I like the way there are four distinct scenes, almost like icons. Yeah, they're like quarter page illustrations for a magazine. Okay, next case.
Yeah.
Love, love, and love. This one made a big impression on me. The cool factor. You know, do I want her to be my friend? Yeah. Or at least have coffee and have that cupcake and go to that place. Very aspirational. I want to go there. I want to be with her. I want her clothes. I want the
Yeah.
leggings, the shoes, curated again as an illustrator. And that's what you did in your previous job. Like you curated each thing that was at the event, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot about being a stylist
Mhm,
and yeah, choosing things like I mean I'd love to dress up like that.
mhm. Why don't you?
I'm not sure I can get away with those leggings now, but yeah, the boots and the jacket and the scarf and the hat and the glasses for sure.
Yeah. The leggings, I mean, you can just have like them poke out of a longer dress or something. Okay, I know what this was. Tell us about this gorgeousness.
Yeah, this was another turning point. I don't know, did I already turn already? But I turned again when I did this.
Okay, what was the turn?
It was boot camp and you just gave us like New York street scenes or
Mhm.
vintage New York or something like that.
Right,
And
right,
the whole research thing kicked
right.
in, and yeah, so some of the reference material that you can find for the people and the streets and everything that really excites me. I think again from my theatre background, costume design, you know,
Mhm,
just finding the characters and making the characters speak to you,
mhm,
that's a big thing. And again, just like really enjoying putting the hand painted textures in, and sometimes that's a bit of an experiment. I do a whole picture and then I think, oh no, this is not, you know, that exciting, and then I throw a texture on it or some big hand painted brush strokes and suddenly it all comes to life.
mhm.
Yeah, I
And
love
you
this.
use them well, not everywhere. Look at this splash of yellow. I mean, that's so brave and awesome and just really wonderful, but she doesn't do it everywhere. It's the only big chunk of intense color. Intense means not muted, means pure, like on the primary side. Beautiful. She's got her neutrals in here. This blue line goes to blue gray, to more vivid blue, but still it's rather soft. So when she does use the bright colors, it pops. Lots of lettering. She riffs off the time period. So the lettering isn't like cigars wasn't written like that with the S exactly, or pipes, the letters weren't like that, but it has the feel times Ruth, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good way of putting it.
the same with this, the high-waisted pant with kind of his belly a little sticking out is perfect of the time, the skinny belt. the hat, it tells the story of the time period. The fire escapes tell the story. It's pretty great. And it's like, what is she up to? Top secret. Was that for the graphic novel page?
Um,
That
I
it
th-
was.
I think, yeah, I think it was. You just give like a vintage photograph, and then you just go off and make up your whole story about it.
Mhm. It's so great. Yes, the bottom right has a Ben Shahn feel, Doris. I agree. Um, what did I want to say? Well, it's gorgeous. Okay, West Side Story. These are all assignments from Matt's class.
Yeah, yeah, literally my whole portfolio at the moment.
Great. That's why I teach it. I want people to have work that's going to get them work and so forth. How did you? I love these people. Love these people.
Okay,
Um,
there is a big story for this one.
okay, let's hear it.
Well, it's big for me. This was for the West Side Story, for the theatre poster. Again, it was boot camp. And I was doing the research, and I was back in vintage land, and I was sketching out some like vintage looking dancers for West Side Story. My daughter came into the studio and she looked at it and she said to me, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Mum? Come on, you need to update this. You need to have some really cool, edgy characters in this."
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, show me what you're thinking. And she got online and she just researched and found me all these really cool, like street people, street kids. And I
Mhm.
said, well, yeah, actually, that's probably how they would reinterpret the story these
Right.
days. So
Exactly.
I just took off with that. So thanks, Reem. Shout out to Reem, my daughter, because she really art directed this whole poster.
Well, she's, you could go any number of ways. You could go either way. Um, it came out in what people helped me, the 50s, 60s. Was a musical that I grew up with on our stereo system and our albums. My father played lots and lots of musicals when I grew up, which was great. And yet they did what's it called when they bring a play back, a show
Revive.
back? Yeah, they revived it like it was going to be a year or two ago. Did it ever come out? Who knows? But yes, this is what it would be like. Absolutely. Well, like Hamilton, where the characters are contemporary ish. Are they? Well, the clothes is old. Okay, well, I love them. Um, the tattoos, the authenticity, the different mouths. So she doesn't just do one mouth on everybody. She doesn't just do one kind of eye. The ethnicities are mixed in some cases, which I really like. Like it can be different. This is obviously more, the color is more typically African American. The features are mixed. Um, this is more European, but green hair. I mean, it's like there's some range. The skin tone, skin tone, skin tone, skin tone. It's got a lot of variety. Well, she's a good art director. Um, Julia asks, how do you paint the faces in layers? Are there traditional paint textures scanned into this too?
Yeah, there are paint textures, but only in the background. But I do tend to use a lot of layers, even though I'm painting digitally. I do use a lot of layers and a lot of shading and
Mhm.
line as well.
And what is it iPad Pro?
Yeah, yeah. This is on Procreate.
Okay. Are there any special brushes you use? People always love to know that.
Yeah, people do ask me, and I downloaded ages ago. I downloaded they're called Max Pack brushes. I can't remember the name of the guy exactly, but there were about 3 brushes in there that I just use over and over, and I can't find anything to match them. I mean,
Mm,
I do fiddle around with the settings and make up my own things sometimes, but
mhm,
yeah, you just have to experiment and find your own
mhm. It
kind
is
of,
such a self, it's a journey into oneself.
yeah,
It's like, I don't like this, I do like this. It's very binary. I like watercolor, but I don't like this brush, but I like this wetness. No, that's too wet. No, it's too dry. This is the right wetness. Too pointy, too broad brush. And I like this imagery. I like painting this. And you begin to really, that's how you get your style.
yeah,
Um, and then, of course, you don't want to be so limited that, well, I only use blue and draw teapots. Because,
yeah,
I mean, you can, but to
yeah.
make a living, not so much. In other words, no. Okay, let's move on. Oh my God, so great. Tell me about this.
These are just from one of those challenges you see on the internet.
Mhm.
I think it was draw this in your oh, fun with faces, I think. There is a lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but I know the people in the chat will know who it is. She gives out prompts for girls like afro, glasses.
Facetober, Charlie Clements.
Oh yes, yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Lovely
So
people.
you just get a bunch of prompts, and then you just make up a character to fit that.
I
It's a
am.
lot of fun, and it's a because you don't have to think about the theme too much. You
Mhm.
can just work freely and see what happens. It's a great way to, if you're trying to find your style, it's a great way to experiment.
Yeah, it's great. I am insane about this nose and the eyeglasses in the eyes. Like, I'm crazy about that. The the color of the line, the quality of the line, the styling of the shape, like it's, oh my God, I'm going crazy. Okay. Tell us about these.
I think this was for my year of art. We had like a monthly. Oh no, wait, I think it's illustrating children's books. You get a daily prompt.
Oh, right. I know,
Yeah,
I can keep
shoes,
track. You do.
hats, eyeglasses, shirts. I mean, that's as far as I got. But this has gotten me work.
Really?
Yeah,
What
this
kind
this
of,
got me
what,
this
in
got
what
me
market?
puzzle work.
It bought you what?
Puzzle.
This got you puzzle work. Yes, I
Yeah.
do know that. And I can't
And I
say.
mean, it was just like a fun thing to do based on that prompt.
Mhm. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And you just have to make lots of pieces and then get them out there. But you got that through your agent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Gulp and Momo.
Oh, yeah, these
Zoe's
guys.
wonderful story.
Yeah, illustrating children's books. I mean, what a course. Where can you find anything like that in the world? Honestly, I'm not
Thank you.
just saying that because you're sitting here in front of me. It's an amazing, amazing
Oh,
course.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Send
And
us a
it
testimonial.
stresses me out every time.
I don't know how you all do it, honestly. I don't. I just wrote a new story. I like cheese for ICB Plus. I think it's still on sale and you can sign up for it. I really want to see what you do for that. This was Zoe's stories are gorgeous, lyrical, stunning, and mine are like just goofy.
Fun.
But
Actually, I think this was Jenny's story. British Jenny?
right, it was British Jenny.
I think so.
Yes. That was a good one too. Yeah, it's wonderful. And if you're interested in writing children's books, I'm teaching that course October, mid-October. Um, I know I'm just like one big plug, but I'm sorry. I love making content. I love teaching. So sue me, okay? But that's what I do. And then look, I get an artist like this who grows and grows and grows, and I
Yeah.
take her on, and we get her lots of work, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, I'm
The
living
world
proof
gets
that
to
it
see
works.
what? She's
I'm
living.
living proof. Yeah, sign up. Take all the
Sign up,
courses.
sign up now. Look at this guy. Oh my God. And look at her. This is such a good character. Wow. Again, she uses texture, but it doesn't get in the way of a clear read. This is a clear read. We see right away it's a lizard or whatever. I know it's a lizard from the story, but we see it's like that. And the eyes, you can see all I ever talk about, eyes, eyes, eyes. I want to see the eyes. I want to read the eyes. So she's a lot going on here, but right away you see the eyes. You see, look at this, the eyes. So you see what the story is, the emotional story, the narrative. Oh, thank you, Jean Ruth. I love your work too. Okay. Riley.
Yeah, this was Kid Book Pitch, where I really surprised myself by writing a whole story. I
Yeah.
didn't think I had the writing in me, but I finished a story and I was really pleased with it. And actually, I should totally finish this pitch.
You totally should and send it to us. Well, this is exactly what I wanted. I wrote the course for artists who don't necessarily think of themselves as literary or writers or that whole kind of, I picture somebody really, really smart and like wearing like lots of pale like gray, and they're smart and sitting at their desk. They don't wear makeup. Like I'm like just have this stupid ridiculous idea of writers, and yet of course I am a writer, and I've written a book and lots of content and so forth. But you don't think of yourself, so many illustrators, right? Do I sound ridiculous? But yet you can, because I saw what happened in the graphic novel boot camp assignments, that I could show these sort of very evocative narrative pictures, but out of that, you all came up with amazing stories. So that's why I decided to make a course. Let's have you make a course. I understand the structure of having taught picture books for years and years. I understand what a story needs. It's for picture books. So okay, tell us about these critters.
Yeah, I can't quite remember how it all came about, but I wanted to do like a story about recycling
Mm,
and green living and stuff like that. Oh, I know exactly where it came from. Again, you had like certain objects, and one of those objects was like a plastic, yeah, from your magic drawer. It
yeah,
was like a plastic bug or something, and that
right.
set me off on the whole, oh, maybe I should do a story about a bug.
I
So
exactly which one you mean. Oh well, look,
yeah, it's in that bag somewhere.
not even in the bag, it's in the big drawer. Look at that. Yeah, that is sort of hideous, but
But I mean, that's all I needed just to spark the idea.
yeah, yeah. The magic cards, yes. So that's how I started.
Oh yeah,
Of
magic
course,
cards.
the idea was I'm going to put one of my oddities, each oddity, on a card, and they're just so evocative. They're so, like, oh, what is this? What is this animal? Whoops.
It looks like a meerkat or something. I don't think
Yeah,
we've had
doesn't it?
that character yet. I think you need to put that in the next course.
Okay. Well, maybe you didn't get that yet. Okay. Maybe it's this year. Um, so like, um,
Yeah, it's just a starting point for a narrative. It's a really good way to start working.
it's a cake. So I have drawers and oh, Mercat. Yeah, I have drawers and drawers, and so it's to spark your imagination, and so you came up with your story. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, tell us about this. What group?
This was for Matt's editorial. So I think we just had to draw something on the theme of communication.
The mini. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So good. How did you get so good at drawing people and faces? If that was, did you do that for your other job?
Not really, no.
How
I
did
don't
you?
know. It's just practice and observation, and I like ordinary people in the street. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
I absolutely do.
I
Yes.
like chatting to people at the checkout.
Yeah. Well, you and I should travel together because that's all I do. We would
Yeah.
have a ball.
I like having banter with people.
Yeah, banta, banta with people. I like having banta too. What a good word it is. Just to like, I just want to know about everybody, right? Well, it
Yeah,
comes through in your work. Like,
yeah.
I want to know these people, especially him, of course, because he looks fun. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so she has this kind of very strong palette and then this softer palette. And I remember the first time I saw this palette, I was like, oh, that's interesting too. And it's great for like pastries. It looks like frosting. What was this for? This was a mini, wasn't it? For
Yeah, I think this was a mini for editorial. But again, all these little things that I've drawn here, I've reused them and recycled them. So like that jug with the ferns, I
yeah.
made that into a greeting card. And I've used the bee and the cupcake for stickers. And yeah, everything's been reused and recycled.
Mm, beautiful. Oh yeah, I know her. And that Polaroid. I mean, that she took this old Polaroid to draw. It's like, first of all, you just love seeing the object and then in her style. And it's got stickers on it and rainbow. Oh, did that come with the thing? I guess that was on the.
Yeah, some of them are like that.
So good. Beautiful. Okay. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this was for, I don't know, boot camp was it? Journal, something like that. But the main thing about this piece
Mhm.
was I'd already done the one girl skating, and then I was looking on Instagram at something, and I found this girl who has a whole feed about her skating journey. But she skates wearing these beautiful clothes. And so she was like my muse for this project. And I put this on Instagram and I tagged her and her friends, and they were so like pleased that I'd included them. It was
Wow.
really nice. But she's really inspiring.
That is.
Her skating videos are so cool, and her fashion and everything. It's beautiful. It's
Mm.
a mood, right?
It's so, I mean, she's memorable. Like I know
Yeah.
this one from your work.
I mean,
This
it's one thing to take up roller skating, but it's another thing to look really glamorous while you're doing it.
exactly. Okay. So here we have the bacteria, the ABCs again. I'm going to move a little more quickly so we have time for our giveaway. And so we have time to answer some of the Q&As. Having lots of people, I say, this is great for a portfolio. It's very editorial. Um, just all kinds. This is really powerful. Really, really beautiful. The design of it, the 3 rows, horizontal rows, the cleanliness of the shapes and almost this cutout quality is very beautiful. And then such an important theme, of course. Look at her. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, this was from boot camp.
I think so, yeah.
Mhm. The only reason why I know is because with the Matt's team, we're going over all the editorial courses and we're like, wasn't Amanda Gorman, wasn't that in editorial? No, boot camp. Yeah, so that's how I know. Beautiful. The face, you really managed to capture something in the eyes that not everyone can get. So she's not squinting, but she's deep and thinking. It's very beautiful. Oh yeah, Cleopatra for illustrating children's books. Now here we have the candy colors, the pastry colors, the sort of sun bleached works really well. Yet we see the face right away because of the dark, the black hair, the black eyes, the contrast. We see the eyes right away. So she has control over her page, over what she wants you to see first, the main character, which is very, very important. She also is as technically accurate, historically accurate, you could say, with the clothing and the hieroglyphics and certain things that kind of tell the time period, this sort of decorative material. Life isn't perfect, but your outfit can be. Again, just incredible. Just incredible. Beautiful. Happy Earth Day. Good lettering. Beautiful. Tell us about this.
This is another internet challenge thing. It's called Still Here, Still Life. And they just put up these beautiful photographs of a still life, and people interpret any way they want. And there's some amazing artworks on that tag. It's really interesting to follow it, and it's just nice to do things, a bit different and still life. You don't really have to think about it. You just look at the picture and draw it. So that's kind of a relaxing thing to do.
That's a great idea. It's so good to do those.
Yeah.
And was it a photo of this still life that you were given?
Yeah, it was just a photo of objects.
Beautiful. Tell us about this.
This is me eating too much cheese at bedtime.
Okay, I don't follow.
Well, I think the brief was just to do an illustrated letter, and
Uh-huh.
I probably stayed up late as I do in my little cozy cabin
Uh-huh.
eating cheese, and just this thing got wilder and wilder. So I don't know what it's about really, but it has been referenced when in one of the book jobs that I got, in like the things that they sent. Oh, this is the work of yours that we really like. This was in there, so
There you
it's
go.
helped my career somehow.
That's unbelievable. That's so great. You just never know. And over time, you see a trend. Oh, people are liking more and more my this and my that, and you just want to be sure it's what you love too. If they're picking things, but you're not loving the kind of client you want, hipper, cooler work, you have to show hipper, cooler work to
Yeah,
get those cool jobs. You
yeah.
have to. You can't, and you have to keep fighting for the highest level of work that you can by doing your very best, the richest work. Uh, you tell me about the cabin. You live in a cabin? Is it really a cabin with
Yeah, I
water?
because I just used to come to the UK for a couple of months every year in the summer. I used to stay with my daughter in my parents' house, which is quite small. So one year I thought, I might build an art studio in the garden. And this idea just spiraled out of control, which all my projects do. But luckily it did, because I'm now able to live here. So yeah, it's great.
Is the cabin in the backyard of your parents' house?
Yeah.
So, okay, so and what is in the cabin? Is it one room? You built
No,
it
it's like a tiny house. I have a bedroom and a bathroom and laundry, kitchen, everything, and it's in the garden.
and you built, did you built it yourself?
I ordered it from the internet.
What?
And it arrived on the back of the biggest truck you've ever seen in your life. The truck was so big that it had its own forklift hanging off the back, and the guy took the forklift off and unloaded like it was like a massive piece of IKEA furniture that you have to fit together. And
Wow.
I had a couple of really, really good guys, my cousin, and he had a guy working with him, and they'd already been and put a bait, like a concrete base down. But they came over and there were no instructions, and we just built it. It's been such a project, really, really good fun.
You have to, okay, agent brain going, right? Everybody's typing in. This has to be the best ever story, Ruth. You're so, oh my MG, so it's amazing. Okay, what should she do? I'm thinking minimum a graphic novel type page where she just, my life, uh, February 2020, whatever it was, or like an article. You have to do it as an article. We'll submit, just write what you just said and draw the pictures, show some photos. Do you have photos?
Yeah, yeah, I do have like a bit of a timeline. But I mean that is my hobby really. I love DIY, I love building stuff, I love, making things. So yeah, that's my hobby.
Well, I love it. Yeah, you have to like, we could do a newsletter on it. Just the story be the newsletter. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind telling the story of the cabin. It's a good story.
It's very special, very special. Wow. Okay, cabin. And you don't have to pay rent on the land. Smart.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, not to be personal, but I mean, it's not like she had to buy like 5 acres somewhere. Okay, beautiful. This was for Washington Post. We
Oh
did
yeah,
get
yeah.
those. I gave them to Patty. She's going to send them to you.
Oh great.
Yeah. I did take one so I can style a photo with it. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yeah, you'll allow that. Ah, well, thank you. That was wonderful. That was wonderful, wonderful. We have some questions and then we will do the giveaway. Um, let's see, got to get the chat back whenever. Chartreuse, Lydia. Okay. Kat says, Lilla, is it a good idea to send this amount of work to all the agencies you want to reach out to? And you're referring to what Ruth sent me. Yeah, why not? Like, I don't know, it's a lot of work, but what do you think, Ruth? People, what do you think?
It's yeah. Yes, send as much as you can. I mean, even if they don't scroll all the way down, at least it's there in case they want to keep going.
Uh, this, the booklet?
Yeah, or I mean, if you're sending by email or if you're putting stuff on your website, just
I think
pick
she
your
means
best work
mail.
and
Is it a good idea to send this to the agencies? In a booklet? Oh, this amount of work? Yeah, yeah. That's a good amount. You have to win them over. If I tell a funny joke, you don't say, wow, she's the funniest person I've ever heard. But if someone tells a lot of funny jokes, then you go, oh, I like this comedian. I'm going to go pay to see her show or read her book, right? One joke, you're not going to buy your book. So, it's like that 1-2 punch. Um, Laura Carrillo says, Ruth, how do you build a range of work that still feels like you and not like you're trying to be someone else?
um you draw the things that you love yourself.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about that girl sitting outside the coffee shop. I mean, I love those kind of clothes, those boots, that kind of styling. You draw who you want to be.
Yeah, it's really about listening to yourself and not others. It's being very kind of self-tuned in. And that's how you are a unique person, a unique artist. It's all the same. Um, Beth Harper says, Lilla, do you find that certain mediums are more marketable than others, i.e., digital versus analog? No, it's all about the work. Half the time, I don't even know what media my artists use, or it's a mix. Um, okay. Um, Caroline Woolward says, please, can you tell us how much time do you spend on each illustration?
Depends how well it's going.
Yeah,
Sometimes you can knock them out in a couple of hours. Sometimes you're tearing your hair out and it's a couple of days. I don't
yeah,
know, it's just
that's well put.
yeah,
It is like that. It sometimes it
yeah,
flows and you're like, I mean, I would do an illustration sometimes and make good money and do it in an hour. That was dreamy. It just flowed like magical.
yeah,
I was rested, I'd gotten exercise, well fed, wasn't stressed out. You know, and the planets need to be aligned. If I was tired, forget it. I could
yeah,
not do a good piece of work tired.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can now do good lettering tired. So that's nice because as you get older, you get a little more tired. But to
A bit of pressure
draw
doesn't hurt. Like a bit of like a good old deadline, that helps things along.
a good old deadline, yeah. But also lettering, like there are only 26 letters in the alphabet I use. So I'm doing them over and over. I've done them for like decades, 40 years. I've done calligraphy, brush lettering. But if you have to suddenly draw a chipmunk and you haven't done a chipmunk, and it's not looking like a chipmunk,
Yeah.
it's the worst,
It is.
right? And you're
Yeah,
like, they need 3 chipmunks by tomorrow.
yeah.
It would have been so much easier if I had Google Images then. Nina asks, how long did it take Ruth to make this book?
Yeah. I think that was like 2 or 3 evenings, maybe. It was a winter,
Mm.
really cold outside, but cozy in the cabin, lock the door at night and just listen to the radio and make a book.
It looks so fun. And look, I like seeing the person.
That's
That's okay.
from my old event days.
And you look happy and nice. I like nice people. Okay, let's see. Um, Kat says, in what instances do you send the trifold you mentioned a while back versus the booklet with the work examples?
Was that my question?
That was for you.
Oh, sorry, say that again.
Oh, sorry. In what instances do you send the trifold you mentioned a while back versus the booklet with the work examples? I don't know about a trifold.
I don't remember the trifold, sorry.
I do a postcard. If she means me, that's okay. Um, Susan Carr says, is there an address available for those who would like to mail portfolio samples? It's Lilla Rogers Studio, 6 Parker Road, Arlington, MA 02474 USA. And you can probably Google it. Julia Janeway. Hi, Ruth. Can you talk about your experience when you first started taking classes with Lilla? What came easy for you and what was a struggle? What class was a breakthrough?
Yeah, I can talk about that. When I first started, I also had my other job. So the time that I had for the classes was really precious. And
Mm.
it was when I started to think, I need to change my life here. I need to be doing more of this illustration and less of this stressful job. So, um, yeah, I used to grab time to do it. And then when I had in fact, during those times, boot camp was the best. Boot camp is
Mm,
the best thing ever. If you're just starting out or you're trying to decide which class to take, it's so full of goodness and there's no pressure.
right.
It's like, and
Um,
you get loads of work out of it. You can squeeze it for every drop, you know. Those assignments, you can have 3 or 4 pieces.
yeah. Well, and it's something every Monday. It's bite-sized, but it builds. So by the end of the month, you have a portfolio piece.
Yeah, and you end up
And
getting lettering and editorial and like patterns, and just you end up getting everything that you need for your portfolio.
I'm so glad to hear this. Guess what? I'm going to give a sneak reveal. Uh-oh, hope I don't get in trouble with my co-founder. Next year, 2 boot camps,
Whoa.
one in the beginning and one at the end. And they're different. Yeah, it's really good. Beth
Yeah.
has been asking me for years, please do 2 boot camps, please do 2 boot. But I can next year. Now that I'm done writing that toy course with Riley, oh my God, we spent a year and a half on that. I know we talked half the time. We just had long conversations too, but we also, it's such a different area and so vast. And how do you break it down into manageable? And do you see these things? When Riley was here, we went to a vintage shop. Well, I had the Chinese checkers board, but all that is, look at my table for styling. It's a disaster, but it's just lots of vintage toys. So now that's out of the way, so I do a few more. I've done a few more new courses for next year. I'm obsessed, just like you're all obsessed with illustration. I'm obsessed with teaching. Laura Carrillo, Ruth, how do you manage your time and energy to be so prolific? Do you set limits on how long you can work on pieces? I think that implies that maybe she is wondering about working too long on a piece and needs to have a time limit.
I'm totally unorganized. I just go with the flow. I know. I just, like, as I said, something could take 2 hours or it could take 2 days. Having said that,
Activity.
the last proper jobs I've had, I've really given myself a good talking to and said, look, you need to be like on the ball with this and you need to finish stuff in advance so that if you need big changes or anything. So
Right.
I have like squared myself up, which is a bit of a Lincolnshire saying. I've,
Oh,
I've I've given myself a talking to, but I mean, yeah. And sometimes I work so late, and then I can't get up in the morning. And all this sounds like totally not what you're supposed to do, but it works for me.
well, that's the whole key. Creativity is not just punching a clock and entering data into a thing. It's magical, it's elusive, it's, you know, but you want to do exactly what you said, which is if something is due Friday, be done Thursday.
Yeah,
On
but
Wednesday,
sometimes 2 a.m. is the golden time.
if
You
you can
know?
do it, can you sustain that when you're older? I want everybody to have long careers like I do at 66. I want you to be able to sustain it with healthy habits. If you can do 2 a.m. and if that's working out, eventually you might say, I need to stop at 1 a.m., midnight, and go back, or not. Or maybe you get up at 10 and you go to bed at 2. I don't know. I don't know everything about every way of working, but as long as you can stay healthy with your way of working, you cannot, I'll tell you what you can't do. You can't pull all-nighters. That is not sustainable. So for those of you young people,
You
yeah,
can now and again.
yeah, no.
But it depends what else you've got going on in your life. I'm extremely lucky to have offloaded my daughter to university. My husband's in a different country. My dog is the laziest dog in the world. He doesn't even wake me up in the morning. So, I can just do as I like. And I mean, people with families and other jobs, yeah, you have to really. find a
Exactly.
time.
There you go. Laura Creel says the dream in all caps.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So, you all have to find your own way as long as it's not wearing you out, making you sick, and so forth. But everybody's different. You do kind of have the dream.
Yeah, I do. And I'm really lucky and I feel
Well,
grateful.
no, no, you
But
made
also
your life.
I've
Made
done that in the
choices.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, you made good choices. It
Yeah,
didn't just
yeah.
somebody just said, "Hey Ruth, I'm gonna like make, give you a house." No, you freaking bought a house online, had it sent, you built the freaking thing. I'm trying to watch my language. And you made these choices and you said, "I'm gonna be on my parents' land." Do your parents ever like invite you for dinner?
Oh, well, that's just like a
It just
restaurant next door.
it just gets better and better, the Ruth
Yeah,
life.
yeah, I'm still
Good
eating
for
my mum's home
them.
cooking.
My God, she doesn't lift a finger.
It's true.
Does
It's
your
true.
mom come over and clean the cabin?
Oh no, she does draw the line at that. But
Oh,
there's a
darn.
beautiful vegetable garden out there. I can go in the greenhouse there and pick fresh tomatoes every day. My backdrop is all homegrown by my mum. I just picked up the pots from outside and brought them in this morning.
Oh my God.
I told you it was my best life.
It is your best life. And you need to write about this or something. You do all this, how you went from that to this. One day I want to do a nonfiction book. I have about 50 of them, and for artists, like a children's book, but it's nonfiction for adults. So it's like yours could be how to transition from one life to another, and you intersperse with your personal story, memoirish here and there.
Yeah.
And then you have prompts where people can draw. Let's talk about this. I feel magical right now. I feel like this is really good for you. Are you connecting? Look at your face. Yes.
I feel like I have an ordinary life, but then when I'm explaining it to other people, it does kind of sound quite interesting.
It does. I think especially to Americans, because it does have a slightly British quality,
Right, eccentric quality maybe.
just a little bit maybe. But I could see like in Montana having this. What do you think, people, viewers? Okay, so let me look at your astrological chart. I got your birth date earlier, which is her birthday, September 13th, coming up. Sun in Virgo. So you do have the ability, at least external appearance, of being organized, precise, into healthy foods, natural eating, organized, tidy, neat, which we see in your work. Moon in Gemini, that's me. Moon in Gemini, ooh, it's charisma. It is passion-based learning. It's like, I'm going to buy a little house and build it. It's like you go here, you go there. It's very ADD.
Yeah.
Mercury and Libra. Well, that's you like to talk about things in an organized way. Libra can be like a lawyer, like this, right? And you can talk in a structured, organized way. Venus in Libra, you like your love life, your relationships to be really clear, no ambiguity, no sort of bull blank, because kids might be listening. Does that matter? You want it really clear.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
Mars and Leo, that's your fire sign. So Mars is your physical body. Leo is a fire sign. It's lots of energy. That's why you can do 2 a.m. and you look like you're 14 years old, you know? Mars and Leo really strong physically, the lion, a strong animal. You have a very healthy body, very strong body. Are you physically strong?
Yeah, I mean, when you're building a cabin, you need to carry a lot of wood around.
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah,
Whereas for
yeah.
me, not so much. That's not my Jupiter in Virgo. Okay, Jupiter is about travel, expansiveness, and that's in Virgo, which actually they're a little different. Like Jupiter wants to expand and Virgo wants to be home.
Yeah,
So
well,
the
yeah,
pull between wanting to travel and wanting to be in the cabin.
yeah,
You
yeah,
you want to go to frickin' Middle East, but you want to go home and be
yeah.
in
That's my life also. Yeah,
it's very disparate.
yeah,
Saturn in Aries. Saturn is responsibility, self-discipline, and Aries is the first sign. It's kind of like young, energetic. Yeah, so like working on, like you were saying, deadlines and being responsible with all that. You can do it because you have enough strong stuff in your chart, like all that Libra, but it's not like innate for you to be the kind of person that sits
yeah,
down at 9 to 5
yeah.
and works. That's
Exactly.
not
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay. And then there's Neptune and Pluto, but that's generational. So I do know you. So, but still, that was good, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was. There was a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If I want to do a reading on somebody I don't know, that would be fun. Yeah, that was good. It was an easy chart to read for me. Okay, that's cool. Should we do the giveaway? Did I do everything? Don't forget to submit your art and you can sign up. You can take Matt's A and B. If, oh my God, Erica, we will pay for a course of you just doing this. No, really, I would totally love that. Totally. Or I'll make a note to do readings, like a reading in my live classes, little bonus, you know. Well, I do career tarot with all of you too, right? I mean, not all of you, some of you. Okay, let's do our giveaway. Yeah, when I was waiting for my illustration career to build, I did readings in New York professionally, and you know, I would say that, yeah, I can always fall back on um, psychic stuff if the illustration gig doesn't work out. Some cocky kind of thing. Okay, so Kim, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we're ready for the giveaway. And you want to hold up the beautifulness that they will win,
Yeah.
Ruth?
So there's this print
I guess ahead of time.
and this one also.
Oh my God, gorgeous. Oh, bright colors.
And I throw in some of those stickers as well.
You will? Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so great. I can't wait. I've had to wait like months to not use these. And now I can because I had to hold them up. Bing. Okay. So the category, well, you can guess as often as you want, as many times. They go really quickly. We will all Ruth, Kim and I will try to see the first one, but it's not necessarily the first. It's the one that we see and we yell out and you get what you get. You don't get upset. I think I said everything right. And the category is going to be, Ruth picked the category and the answer today. So it's not maybe what you think. The category is color. I even forget what it is. Are you seeing?
Haven't seen it yet.
The color she loves. So we know it's on the bright side. What's the first letter, Kim?
First letter is C.
Cool.
Not sure. Oh, I saw it. I saw
Yeah.
it.
Crimson?
Christina. Yep,
Yeah,
the answer is crimson.
yeah.
So Christina, if you can just email me, you can email Kim, Kim, at lillarogers.com, and we'll organize for the beautiful goodies to be sent out to you.
Congratulations. Yay. That's a good sign. Kim, do you have a last, who won? What was her name?
It just says Christina with a K.
Yeah, Christina, what's your last name? Christina with a K says, so happy. Brenda Harris says, Ruth, you're awesome. We love your work. Wasn't this Rodriguez? Okay. Wasn't this so fun? This was an hour
Yeah,
and a half.
can I just give a shout out to my maths classmates, because honestly, you guys are amazing. They pick you up and they carry you.
Oh,
They really do. They're so encouraging, and like comments on Instagram and everything. And yeah, it's such a nice community, and I wouldn't be having this best life that I keep talking about if it wasn't for Matt's and all the classes and the classmates and the community and everything. So thanks to everyone. Love you all.
thank you so much for that. It's so true. I love our students. I don't know other students, and I mean, I'm in a few other things like a stained glass group, but whatever. But I mean, the people in our classes, the math students, you are so wonderful and kind and supportive. Yes, we all need to get together someday. And it is great. But I want to also point out what just happened right now with Ruth. She was appreciative, she was grateful, she was giving, she was kind. And that is a winning recipe. Yeah, she's talented like nobody's business, but the whole package, it's an important life skill. Hashtag mom. I text my kids sometimes like, don't forget blah, blah, blah. And I'm hashtag mom. So they laugh. Okay, I'm your mother. I can do that. Well, thank you, everybody. I think we got everything accomplished. This was wonderful, Ruth. So good. Let's talk about the nonfiction book. Let's talk about you and that house thing and all of it. You got a lot to give, a lot to inspire others with. So
Thanks so much.
and thank you, all of the wonderful followers. You were fantastic. I love that you help me along in these things when I get things wrong or forget, or you're perfect. So have a wonderful day. And I hope to see you in October in my writing class. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.